Come on, man! Tater Man, does whatever the tater can. Runs down the hill, rubs his rock. The ukulele can suck my. Watch out, here comes the Tater Man.
Fat boy touchdown. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, fat boy. Come on. Fat boy touchdown. Let's go.
Come on, man!
All right, we're going to get started here in just a few minutes. Welcome to the Lunch Bunny Show, Week 4 edition. College football bet sure to go wrong. Yeah. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Me and Pigskin Pete will be with you momentarily. At our earliest convenience. Yes, when we're good and ready. Yes. It's the Michigan Josh Heupel. Look, it's the Michigan Josh Heupel. Look at this guy. Look, holy God. Jesus. Pete would rip your arms off and beat you to death with them. Pete has the strength of 11 retards. He's not to be fucked with. Oh, yeah, good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. That's right. It is me, Uncle Lou, on a Monday night at 9 p.m., and that can only mean one thing. It is time for the Lunch Money Show with me and Pigskin. Pete, what's up, Pete?
Yo, yo, yo. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yeah, how's everybody doing? Hope y'all enjoyed week 3. Hope you made some money betting on the college football games. I had my best week of the year in terms of betting. Not only did I win money betting on the games, I hit 2 different plays over on Sleeper, so I made 6 picks. I did 2 plays, 3 picks each, and won both of them, which means I went 6 for 6 picking over there on Sleeper. And we're going to get y'all to help us tonight to make a Sleeper play for next week. The numbers are out over on Sleeper. We're going to pull that app up in a few minutes. I'm going to pick something I really like. Pete's going to pick something he really likes. And then we're going to get the third pick from the chat. And we'll see if we can't hit something over there on Sleeper. How'd you do over the weekend, Pete?
On the Sleeper app, I was 0 for 2. You have to, for those of you who don't know, you pick 3 picks and you have to hit all 3 of them. I was 2 out of 3 on both of them. The college pick, one of them was an NFL pick, which nobody cares about. The other one was a college pick. The only one I didn't get was Garrett Nussmeier over 1.5 passing touchdowns, which was shocking. To me, they still won the game, obviously, but yeah, so I missed out on that one. I did have a winning week though, betting by accident.
What?
Yeah, on Friday night, the night before the Clemson game, I was in Atlanta this weekend, staying with Rec Talk, and I was sitting there trying to live bet the Kansas State Arizona State game, and I kept hitting. I was making a $50 bet. I kept hitting the bet button, and it was telling me the bet was declined. So finally it went through, I thought. And then 10 minutes later, I look at my app and all 5 bets had went through. I live bet that game 5 times within a 5-minute period or less than 5, probably a 2-minute period, probably. But I won all 5 of them.
Nice.
Yeah. So I got lucky there.
Yeah.
So.
All right, week 3 is in the book, so you guys know the routine. We're going to pull up the week 4 schedule here in a few minutes. We're going to go through, take a look at the games. Me and Pete have a handful of games that we really like already for next weekend, so we'll tell you what we're thinking on those. We'll take a look at the chat, see what's going on in there, and just look forward to week 4 of the college football season. Norwegian Method, thank you for hitting the super chat. He says, who's better, DJ Wagway or DJ Ooga Booga Badoog? It's too early to say. Wagway's got he's got this year and all of next year he has to stay in college. So I think it's too early to say. But honestly, right now, DJ Ooga Dooga Badoog is better.
Yeah, he had a 75% winning percentage at Clemson.
Yeah.
So what's DJ Lagway's winning percentage right now as a starter?
Yeah, and the other thing with Wagway against FBS competition, he's got 15 interceptions and 10 touchdowns. Like DJ Oogabdoogabadoo was not that bad.
No.
So right, but who? I mean, Wagway might get better. He might get worse. I don't know. But right now, I'd go with Oogabadoog. But we'll have to wait until Wagway's been in college for 3 or 4 years to figure that one out. Lord Tebow, thank you for the super chat. He says, how did Ohio State get a running back named Bo Jackson? That's not fair. Jemiah Smith, Tate, Ennis, and now a guy named Bo Jackson. That's not fair. Well, if you think that's not fair, wait till you find out that Georgia has a running back named Bo Walker. So the best of both there. But yeah, I'd never heard of this Bo Jackson guy, but apparently Ohio State played a can of corn on Saturday, and he had 100 yards rushing, and now he's the best running back on the planet, according to the Ohio State man. So we'll see how that goes over the rest of the season. But yeah, I did hear about that. Let's see who's here. Kevin Chavis, Wet Blanket, Sasquatch, B Bean, Fox Mulder, Julius Caesar, Norwegian Methods, Shoot 'em 556, Anthony Swift, Kyle Languages. I don't even know what the fuck that is. American Made, Tiger Red Devil, Todd Webb, Fox Mulder, Steve, Georgia Man, Robert, Gamecock Orbit, Dave is here, General Bookie Lou. What the fuck? Some of these chat names are starting to jump the shark a little bit here. Edward O. Nuss Bus Driver. Why are you sticking with the Edward O. routine? I mean, you changed your name when to something different when Nussmeier became quarterback, but why still the Edward O? He's been gone for 3 years. Which honestly, I talked about this on, maybe it was on a live stream the other day. I don't understand people who create an online identity and then name it another actual human being.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Well, he could just drop the Edward O and just be Nuss Bus Driver.
Yeah, and
But that still makes sense right now.
It makes sense, but you're still naming your own online identity after another man. And then when that man is no longer playing quarterback for LSU, you have to change your name again. Or maybe you don't, since you still have the Edward O. But besides that, I don't understand having a YouTube name that's the name of another human being. But anyway, you do you, bud. I guess is what I'll go ahead and tell you on that. Most people in here have their own, Cool John, the Pickle, Joey Foster. Here's a General Bookie Lou, that's someone named after me, which is equally weird. Like Airplane Spotter. I mean, I don't know. I maybe to me that's weird. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. You know what isn't weird? Winning money on the Sleeper app. Download the Sleeper app today. They've been kind enough to sponsor the Lunch Money Show this season for me and Pigskin Pete. So make sure you check them out. Download it from your app store on your phone. It's America's #1 daily fantasy sports app on the market. Use promo code LOU, LOU, and they're going to match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. So you deposit $100, they'll give you another 100. You deposit 50, they'll give you 50. You see how that works there. Let's take a look at the Sleeper app, and I have a pick I like. I'll show you what it is. Pete's got a pick he likes, and then we're going to get a pick from the comment section too. Yeah, we have to.
Yeah,
we have to. And
I might have to influence that pick in the comment section, but yeah.
What am I doing? I do know what I'm doing, by the way. I think. Yes, I do. Turns out I do. I know what I'm doing, which is a little unusual. Now you have to make 3. That's the way it works. You have to pick 3. So you download the Sleeper app, create an account. You see at the top here, it's got all the different sports, whatever. You click college football, and all the players will come up and with their stats. What you're doing on Sleeper is you're picking more or less on stats. That's it. You're not picking winners of games. You're picking players that you like or don't like, because you can take less on the stats too. and you're combining your picks into one play. You can do 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do you can combine a bunch of them if you want to. Win up to 1,000 times your money if you think you're really good. But one of the I like to do some of the bigger games. So here's what I'm going to do here. Oklahoma and Auburn play this weekend. A very interesting game because of the whole Jackson Arnold situation. He, of course, was at Oklahoma, enters the portal, lands at Auburn. Now Auburn has to play on the road at Oklahoma. John Mateer has been lighting it up so far this year, the new quarterback for Oklahoma. And I have not been impressed with Jackson Arnold's ability to throw the ball at all, to say the least. Now, they've won some games. They beat Baylor, and he's looked good with his legs. But I have not liked what I've seen from Jackson Arnold in terms of his ability to throw the ball. So I'm trying to decide in this Auburn-Oklahoma game here. I'm either going to take John Mateer over his passing number or Jackson Arnold under his passing number. So the number for John Mateer is 248.5. Jackson Arnold, let's see where this clown is. Jackson Arnold, here we go. His passing total sits at 158.5. His rushing total is at 35.5. What should we do here? I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take John Mateer over is what I'm going to do.
Over on what? The passing or the rushing?
The rushing. I'm going to take John Mateer more than 248.5 passing yards.
All right.
That's what I'm going to take. Give me more than 248.5 passing yards for John Mateer. That's pick number one. We need two more. You got one you like, Pete?
Yeah. As soon as you mentioned that game, so my number one pick out of I wrote down 3 picks just because, but I know I'm only picking one. In the comment section, I'll pick one. But when you said that game, I was like, oh no, he's going to pick the same one as me. I did pick the same game, and I did pick the same player, but I picked a different stat. I think the John Mateer over 38.5 rushing yards is the one I like, not the passing yards. So you can pick two. I don't know if you can pick the same player twice. I know you can pick 2 players from the same team in one game, but not 3. Do you know? I guess you can try it right now and see.
I don't know, but is it smart to do that?
Well, probably not, but that was my pick. I mean, I have other picks. I can do other picks.
Yeah, let's do a different.
Let's do a different pick. All right, but just for people who are out there, that's my favorite pick is Mateer over 38.5. But for the purposes of this show right now, I'll pick a different one. DJ Lagway, of course, Florida plays Miami this week in Miami. Lagway's passing yards is set at over or under 218.5 yards. Where do you think I'm going with this, Lou?
Miami might have 218 yards returning his interceptions. Yeah, so give me the under on this. I mean, look, this is just, to me, this is an easy pick. I'm not saying, he might go out there and throw for 300 yards. Who knows? But from what I've seen from DJ Lagway this year, the guy has no passing game at all. I mean, none. He's worse than Cade Klubnik. Yeah. So, Napier, give me under 218.5 Lagway. Napier's an idiot, so who knows what he'll do. But they should run the ball. I don't know why they're not running the ball, Florida. They have completely abandoned the run game. I don't know why. Maybe now that Lagway is obviously a can of corn, maybe they'll show up against Miami and just try to pound the ball. And, of course, that would be great for the DJ Lagway under passing number. So I like that one, too. All right, what are some other big games this week? We can't just ask the chat what they like. We got to give them like a choice between 2 different things. So what are some of the other big games coming up this week that we can give the chat a choice on some players? Let's pull up.
Well, some of the games, some of the players aren't listed on there in some of those big games. Well, they do. I mean, I guess maybe quarterbacks, maybe not. Some of the position players are. So what you can do on sleepers, you can. So I don't. What are you on right now? Hot picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's different categories. So you can go hot picks. You can do passing yards, receiving yards, rushing yards. So maybe we ought to pick a different category.
Or you can just search for a name. I'm gonna search for Raiola. Dylan Raiola. Nebraska,
All right.
Michigan and Nebraska play at 3:30 this weekend. Bryce Underwood at Michigan, Dylan Raiola at Nebraska. Let's do those two quarterbacks and let the chat pick between
All right, that sounds
pick
good.
between one of those. So for Dylan Raiola, quarterback for Nebraska, his passing yards number is at 224.5. So we can do more or less Dylan Raiola 224.5 passing against Michigan, or we can look at Bryce Underwear. Bryce Underwear 180.5 passing yards, more or less. So let's go to the chat here. So should we type in the chat more or less in the player's name you want us to take? More or less, more Underwood, less Underwood, more Raiola, less Raiola, and we'll see what we see the most of. Under for Raiola. People are typing under and less, which means absolutely nothing because it's not attached to a name. Under on Raiola, less.
It looks
Raiola.
like. Well, both. Some people are saying both, but you gotta type one or the other. We can't do both.
Yeah, you can't bet more and less on a number. So
I think they're saying for both quarterbacks under, but either way, we're just looking for one of them.
under for Raiola. Everybody is saying under for Raiola.
Yeah, it looks like the under
All right.
is what's.
We'll do
yeah.
under for Raiola then.
All right.
Not Tayola. Spelled it wrong. R-A-I. I did it again. Did it again. I know what I can't spell. Dylan Raiola. Under 224.5 passing yards. All right, so that gives us John Mateer more than 248.5 passing yards. DJ Lagway less than 218.5 passing yards. And Dylan Raiola less than 224.5 passing yards. $10 will win us about 50.
Here you go.
There it is. $10 to win $54. Bang. Screenshot that so you can congratulate us on our win next week.
Yes.
Yeah. It's that easy. I was 2 for 2 last week. Let me show you what I hit last week. Where is it? I know it's on here somewhere. My picks completed. So
You
I
were
did
2 for 2. That's I mean, what are the, that's good.
Yeah, look, 6 for 6. Look at all that green. So on my first play, I had Gunnar Stockton more than 205 passing yards. He went for 304. I had Jeremiah Smith over half a touchdown. He had 2. And I had Nick Harbor over 46.5 receiving yards. He had 66. So I hit that one. $10 won me 39. On the next one, I had Justice Haynes, the running back at Michigan, more than 88 yards. He had 104. I had Zachariah Branch more than 39 yards. He had 69. And I had Haynes King more than 51 yards rushing. Much to Pete's chagrin, he had 103. $10 won me 47. So I was 2 for 2 last week. Now, before that, you can see I was losing. I had lost the week before. Anything in red is a loss. So this play here, I was only 1 out of 3 right. This one down here, I hit 3 out of 4, but missed it. But last week, 2 for 2. So the Paylou movement, to the fucking moon. To the fucking moon, the Paylou movement. So there you go. Download the Sleeper app. It's really easy to use. It makes watching the games a lot of fun, and it helps me and Pete out if you use that promo code LOU, L-O-U. Download the Sleeper app. You'll be glad you did. All right, now it's time to get to the games. Well, let's get caught up on the Super Chats first. Garrett Roberts, thank you for the Super Chat. He says, Mateer, Aguilar, Stockton, and Nussmeier, the 4 best QBs in the SEC. Nussmeier? Nussmeier's looked like hot fucking garbage 3 weeks in a row, my guy. You got to start. Meanwhile, Pribula at Missouri's got, over 1,000 yards already?
Missouri's got one of the best offenses in the country.
Yeah, I mean, Mateer, Aguilar, and Stockton. Stockton had one good game. Mateer and Aguilar have looked good all year. Nussmeier, I completely disagree with you on. He's not been good at all through the first 3 games, including this past weekend. All right, let's move on to these college football games. That's why we're here. We've got some good ones. I'm going to go first this week because in true degenerate gambling style, I have already bet on about 6 of these games already for this weekend. Now, I'm only going to give you my favorite 3 tonight. But we are going to start with somebody I just mentioned, the broken leg quarterback at Missouri. He doesn't have a broken leg, but his last name rhymes with tibula. So that's what we're calling him. But South Carolina at Missouri, 7 o'clock on ESPN. And Missouri is favored by 13.5, which is a key gambling number there. If you like Missouri in this game, you obviously would rather have 13.5 than 14 or higher. And I do like Missouri in this game. I don't have an update on Sellers, so I'm looking at this game like this. Even if Sellers plays, I don't think South Carolina is beating Missouri. I think Missouri is going to cover this 13.5. South Carolina has struggled really all year. That's becoming easier to see now when you see how bad Virginia Tech is. Hard to know what to make of a game in week 1 between 2 Power 4 opponents, no matter who wins or loses, because I thought that was a pretty good win for South Carolina when it happened. You look back on it now, knowing how bad Virginia Tech is, and you go, whoa, they barely beat that Virginia Tech team. The following week, they struggled bad against South Carolina State. They had to have 2 punt return touchdowns just to pull away there. And then, of course, last week, their defense was absolutely terrible, giving up 31 points to Vandy and had no offense at all once Sellers went out. It seems to me like South Carolina is in a bad way. I might have had South Carolina and Missouri confused in the preseason. Missouri may be the team that ends up fighting for a playoff spot, and South Carolina the team that ends up fighting for a bowl bid. They've got a brutal 4-game stretch coming up in October where they play Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss, and I think Oklahoma 4 games in a row. They could lose all 4 of those. I think they're losing this one on the road at Missouri. I like Missouri minus 13.5. South Carolina, I have a feeling kind of a wasted year here considering how much hype was around Lenore Sellers. I don't think it's going to go well. I think they drop another one. Give me Missouri minus 13.5.
So this is one of my picks too. I've already bet on this game. I bet $100 on this game already because I think it's going to move away over 14 between now and Saturday. So I was like 13.5, lock me in on that. Do you know Missouri is number 4 in offense in the country and number 5 in defense total? So they've got top 5 offense, top 5 defense. All the reasons you just mentioned about South Carolina. I hope that Sellers is ready to play and can play because he's the only prayer they have to keep this game competitive. But I don't know, man. I was wrong about South Carolina too. They've got a lot of Clemson problems. I mean, these are 2 similar teams in my opinion, South Carolina and Clemson. But yeah, on the road too at Missouri. I don't think this game's going to. I think even if South Carolina is able to keep it close in the first half, they're going to bust it open. Missouri's going to bust it open in the second half, and that's going to be all she wrote. I think they'll win by at least 3 touchdowns, probably more than that. And boy, like you said, a rough road ahead to get for South Carolina, schedule wise. So, but I guess I have to pick something different here since you already picked that one. Let's go with where game day is. In Miami is favored by 7.5 against Florida. I'm all over that too. I already bet that. That's the only 2 games I've already bet this week because I think that line's going to move as well in the other direction. So I'd take it now. You can buy it down to 7 if you want. I left it at 7.5 because I think Miami will win by double digits. But man, Florida's bad, dude. And I can't think of one thing they do good.
Well,
Flagway's bad.
They have a good defense. They've given up 2 touchdowns all year, and they're 1-2. That's hard to do.
Okay, yeah, okay. So, but they're about to face the best offensive line in the country in Miami.
That's true.
And maybe one of the top, maybe the best quarterback in the country. I don't know. I mean, that's up for debate. It's still only week 3, but I don't think anybody's debating that Carson Beck is one of the best. I mean, top 5, maybe even top 3. And I think Miami right now is the team to beat in the ACC, and they might be the team to beat in the country. So, yeah, give me Miami minus 7.5. I'm all over that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find a different way to start putting these games up on the screen because this happened last week too. But these lines that ESPN has listed here, just they're not anywhere close to right. This has Miami -3, and that's so wrong. It's Miami 6.5, Miami -7, depending on where you look. In a lot of places, it's already over 7. So I don't remember last week ESPN, all these lines were wrong too. So don't pay any attention to this -3 here. I like Miami here for 2 simple reasons. Well, 3. They're the better team. They're at home. And the same thing I thought about the LSU game. I don't trust Florida at all. I'm kind of surprised they didn't fall apart last week with the 5 interceptions. But as it turned out, they were playing one of the worst offenses in the SEC, it looks like, in LSU. Can you imagine? Okay, LSU scored 20 points against Florida, okay? One of those touchdowns was a pick 6. So they only scored 1 offensive touchdown against Florida, and they had 5 extra possessions because Lagway threw 5 interceptions. I don't know what's going on with Texas and LSU offensively, but those are 2 of the most surprisingly trash can offenses that we thought were going to be good. Pete, who has scored the least amount of points against Clemson all year?
LSU.
Less than Troy, less than Georgia Tech. They can't score on Florida. Anyway, but keep typing in the chat, though. See where that gets you. I'll give you a hint. It's going to get you the same place it got you last year, a Christmas bowl. Yeah. I like Miami to win big here. The Carson Beck Heisman train full steam ahead. I was never off of that train, so I'm the fucking conductor. So this guy just continues to put up ridiculous numbers every single week. They're going to do it again. Billy Napier could be fired on Sunday. I can't believe I'm saying that. I mean, as much as I know Billy Napier's a bad head coach, it still shocks me that we're in an age of college football where coaches are getting fired in September. But we had 2 fired after last weekend's games. Billy Napier might not survive the weekend as Florida's head coach. I think Miami wins big. I like the Canes. I like the Canes all the way up to 10. I mean, I just don't think Florida. I think they are looking for any reason to roll over and die, and Miami might give it to them. I like the Canes.
What did that line open up at? Yesterday, I think it opened up somewhere around. You said 5. Oh, was what? Because ESPN just isn't updating whatever their thing is.
ESPN's got it at -3, which is ridiculous. One other thing, real quick, too. Now, the site that me and Pete actually use to bet games on doesn't have the over-unders available for us to bet yet. The minute they have it, I'm also betting the under. ESPN shows the over-under is 52.5. I'll definitely bet anything under 50 points in this game. I do think Florida's defense could play well again, and I don't trust their offense at all. So I like the under here too. In that one.
So I got it at 7.5, whatever it was. Whenever I texted it a few hours ago.
Yeah.
My prediction is by game day it will be probably between 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you another winner here. Let's pull up this list. I got my list here. Which one do I want to give you? I got 6 on here. I could go with the low-hanging fruit, UNLV, but that's a bad game that no one's going to watch. I'll just give you this one. UNLV is playing at Miami of Ohio. UNLV is favored by 2.5. Duh. Take UNLV favor late at 2.5. Yes, I already put the bet in. UNLV -2.5 at Miami of Ohio. I'm gonna steal an ACC game from you. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Not that I don't know if you were picking this one or not, but
it might be.
You are the ACC guy, and you're not going to like this either. You're not.
Oh no! If it's against Clemson, I probably agree with you.
No. It's got nothing to do with that. I know they're playing Syracuse this week. I'm probably staying away from that.
Okay.
One.
All right. Okay, I know. Okay. All right.
But I do have one here. I only need to find it. I don't know when they're playing.
I know where you're going, and this was the game I was going to pick too. But it sounds like you're going to pick the opposite way of me, so we can debate that.
I'm taking NC State, but I can't. What time is the game so I can find it? Here it is.
I forget what time it is. I don't know.
Here it is. NC State at Duke, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
This one comes on ESPN too. I have it at NC State +3.
That's what I have it at too. Yeah.
Okay, so I like NC State in this one. They made me money this past weekend. I took NC State minus the points during the week against Wake Forest. Duke just got done shitting on their own foot against a Group of 5 team, although it was a good Group of 5 team in Tulane. But Duke got beat relatively easily by Tulane. NC State's coming off of a win. They're getting points. I'm not a Dave Duren fan. I'm kind of with you, Pete, on the I don't. This isn't a Dave Duren thing, but I do like NC State getting the points here. Give me the underdog NC State +3.
Yeah, so this was one of my picks, and I actually, well, of course, I'm going the other way. I would never bet on NC State to win anything. I just wouldn't bet it if I didn't like it, the line.
Yeah.
It is an interesting game though, because Duke has lost 2 games in a row. Mm-hmm. They're 1-2. NC State's undefeated. So the question lies: why is Duke favored in this game? I'm asking. I don't know the answer to it.
They must know something. Is it a trap? And did I fall for it?
Yes, you fell right in the trap.
God damn it.
I do think. Well, first of all, Duke's quarterback has played really well. He's averaging like 330 yards passing in a game per game. I think they had they were missing some key pieces on defense, and this is supposed to be a defensive team. I mean, he's a defensive coach, so they get that back this week. I think there might be a couple of key injuries on NC State's offense, which is a problem. So I think that's where this is coming from. I'm taking Duke -3 at home. I look, yeah, NC State's 3-0 and Duke's 1-2. I watched every NC State game so far this year. That's not a good football team.
Dang,
they're not. And so and look, I know this is like the most like weird take as far as gambling goes when you talk about a team's due to lose. There's no team in the country more due to lose than NC State right now. So I mean, it's a 3-point favorite. Vegas will give the 3 points to the home team probably. So Vegas is really probably calling us a pick 'em. I'm taking Duke -3. So the opposite of what you're doing.
One of us is going to win.
Well, yeah.
All right, what you like next?
Well, since we both had the same pick on Missouri, I'm going to have to pick another one here. All right, I found one I like here. And it won't be against the spread. It's going to be Auburn at Oklahoma. This will be a good game, I think. An interesting game, anyway, at 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm not going to bet the spread. The spread is -6.5 on DraftKings. Oklahoma's favored at home. I like the over 48.5 in this game. Now, I understand that Oklahoma's got a good defense, and that's probably the strength of Auburn's team too. But I think Oklahoma's probably going to score between 25 and 30. And can Auburn do that? That's the question. But anything under 50 in this game, I'm taking the over. So I like. I don't know about what do you think about the point spread on that game? Well, 6.5.
Yeah, that's one of my. This is one of my bets I already bet on the thing. On the over-under deal, I'm not going to bet the over-under, but you're probably onto something there because I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those things where like 70% of the money is on the under. And so so you'll be the winner, you know, because Vegas wins every time.
Yeah, fade the public.
Yeah, because I think people are still not sold on Jackson Arnold and the Auburn offense, and they saw what, the only thing they've seen from Oklahoma is them shut down Michigan, and so they're going to think low-scoring game here. Kind of like the Georgia-Tennessee situation from last year, or from last week. Everybody was on the under. Everybody. And the over almost hit by halftime. So it could be something like that. But I do like a side here, and I'm taking Oklahoma at home -6.5. I think they have a lot of added motivation here because of the Jackson Arnold factor. John Mateer's played like one of the best quarterbacks in the country through the first 3 weeks of the season, and he's got even more reason, I think, to play at a high level this week to prove to himself and everyone else that Oklahoma made the right decision by ditching Jackson Arnold for him, John Mateer. And when you look at Auburn, and look, I've got Auburn ranked, so I'm not here to just shit on Auburn and all that. Like I did move them in my top 25 this week at number 25, I think, and I do think that was a pretty good win for them on the road at Baylor, given where they've been as a team and a program over the last 3 years. But when you watch Auburn play this year, their defense is very suspect. And Jackson Arnold has shown little to no ability at all to throw the ball. Now, he's done magic with his feet, particularly in that Baylor game. But Baylor's defense and Oklahoma's defense, not the same thing. Not the same thing at all. I think Oklahoma can win this game by a touchdown. One of the reasons, this probably isn't one of my most confident picks, I guess. But because it's at 6.5, that's why I bet it now. Because if it goes over 7,
you just talked me into it too.
I don't like it. I'd rather have it at 6.5. So that's why. And I bet my smallest amount on it. $25 is like my base amount that I bet on a game. If I really like something, I might bet more. I bet $25 on it. So I'm not getting rich either, or going broke either way on it. But because it was at 6.5, I went ahead and bet it. And Oklahoma really impressed me against Michigan. I thought they looked really good, better than I thought they would be this year. John Mateer's the real deal. I like Oklahoma minus 6.5.
I like that bet too. If you guys are getting real crazy, just parlay what I said and what Lou said. So take the over 48.5 and Oklahoma minus 6.5, and throw yourself a party.
Yeah,
that might be what I do. Actually, I don't really do. I can't remember the last time I did a parlay. It's been a long time.
My new thing lately is that I'm only doing parlays with the bookies' money. So, for example, I hit a bet on the first Monday Night Football game tonight. I had the under. Well, it hasn't hit yet, but it's gonna hit. And I bet 20. I think I bet 25 to win 27. Something weird. Anyway, so for the week I'm up $27 already. So
you're already up.
So I'm taking that 20. Well, yeah, because I'm winning this. I'm winning this first game here. I mean, it's not over yet, but the score is 14-10 with 6 minutes to go. I've got under 48. They're at 24 points. I'm going to win $27. So I took that. I'm taking that $27. I put this bet in a few minutes ago. I'm taking that $27 and I'm parlaying it on the second game. I've got Chargers on the money line and under 48.5 points.
I got the over 48.5.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah. I didn't realize there was two. Why is there two NFL games? I know they do that usually week one. Is it? Did they do it the first 2 weeks? Maybe. I guess.
I don't know why they're. I don't know why. I have no idea. I don't even follow. I didn't know there was two either until I got up this morning and looked at the schedule of what you know how you wake up in the morning, your hands are shaking. Oh God, what can I bet on today?
Yeah,
that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, 2 Monday night games. Let's go. So yeah. So that's what I decided to do. That's what I decided to do on that. I got one more I like. We'll talk about.
Right.
Where is it? An underdog. Big one, big underdog too, that might win the game. I have a 17.5 point underdog that I am tempted to, what do people say? Sprinkle some on the money line. I'm very tempted. Let me find it here. This absolute trash can is getting
I already know which game it is. I by the spread, what you said.
It's getting 17.5 points against an offensive juggernaut. Where the fuck? I'm looking for the Michigan State. Here we go. Michigan State at Southern Cal.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm taking Michigan State plus 17.5, and they might win this damn thing. Come on now.
You know what I thought you were about to say, didn't you? That's the same line on the Syracuse and Clemson game.
No. I'm staying away from that one. I'm staying away from that rebound spot for Clemson. I'm staying away from that one. But
really? Rebound from what?
Yeah, rebound from that nerd beating they took this last weekend. Dang.
Shit.
Dang.
I wouldn't bet on Clemson.
I like Sparty this week. Look, I like Jonathan Smith, the coach they brought in from Oregon State a couple of years ago. He inherited an absolute mess last year. It was a late hire. It was a weird situation. But I do think he's a good coach. And I'm not putting any money on the money line here. Southern Cal is going to score some points here. But I do think Michigan State can keep it within 17.5. I am still not sold on Southern Cal in terms of potential to win the Big Ten or become a playoff contender. I need to see their defense perform at a high level against conference competition, particularly some of the upper echelon teams in the Big Ten. But I am curious to see how their defense plays here against Michigan State. But yeah, I like Michigan State plus 17.5 here.
All right. I guess I'll pick another one too. I'm not betting on this game, but when you said 17.5, I thought you were just about to bury Clemson, which you should have. And also, let's go ahead and make the pick. Yeah, bet Syracuse plus 17.5. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The game's in Clemson. That doesn't matter. They lost 2 out of the last 3 home games.
I tell you what, I wish I could bet on Sleeper is the over/under on Cade Klubnik rushing attempts, because whatever the number is, I would take the over.
Yeah, If it's over 12 or 15, I would take it.
Yeah, he had more rushing attempts against Georgia Tech than all of Clemson's running backs combined.
I know that, and the same was true against LSU.
Yeah,
the only game that wasn't true in is the only one they won against Troy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I don't have any faith in Clemson's offense at all. And Dabo said it himself, Clemson's soft on the perimeter on defense. I think the front 7 plays pretty well, but now Syracuse doesn't have a Haynes King, so there is that. But 17.5 points is still a lot to me.
Yeah.
They haven't proven they can beat it, but they didn't beat Troy by that much.
Dang.
At home. So yeah, I have no, and also just listening to Dabo talk, it's just, I don't think their philosophy is going to change.
I don't either.
So this is what they are. So Cade Klubnik, they're going to pretend that Cade Klubnik is Haynes King, which he's not, and have him be the lead back. And these defensive coordinators know it, and they're going to defend it. And Clemson will not score a lot of points. I do think Clemson's better than Syracuse. I think they'll win the game probably. I don't see them winning by that much. Unless something weird happens and Cade Klubnik connects downfield on some passes, and I don't know. But I would never bet on Clemson. They haven't covered the spread all year. They're 0-3 against the spread. You remember, Lou, 4 or 5 years ago, when we started betting on Ohio State to cover every week because they did.
Yeah. That was the first year we did this show. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So just bet Clemson against the spread every week. Against Clemson against the spread every week, and you'll probably win more than you'll lose. I'm not saying you won't win they'll cover eventually, but most of the time they won't cover, and you'll win money. So there you go. You're welcome.
Our two favorite teams are 0-6 against the spread.
Oh, wow.
Georgia was favored by 3.
I didn't know that. I didn't even think about that.
The closing line on that game was 3.5, and Georgia won by 3 against Tennessee, and they didn't cover against Austin Peay or Marshall, which they never cover in those games. But, so Georgia's 0-3 against the spread. Clemson's 0-3 against the spread. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, but we got to get that turned around. All right, so those are some of the picks me and Pete like this week that we're willing to lose our own money on. Now, let's talk about some big games that we didn't talk about today. We don't have to even do a betting game. We're just what we think about these games. But one that's really interesting to me, because I think a lot of people have been waiting to watch this team this year, and this is going to be the first time a lot of people watch them, and it's Texas Tech. They're on the road at Utah. Both these teams are ranked inside the top 20. Texas Tech spent $1 billion in the offseason. We all know about that. And Utah has looked like one of the most improved teams in the country from last year to this year, not named Florida State. It's in Utah, very tough place to play. Utah well coached, doesn't make any mistakes. They've got a fun, exciting offense this year. They're getting 3.5 points at home. If you have a betting angle on it, let us know. But just what do you think about that game? I like Utah to win that. I'm not picking against a good Utah team at home, especially against a Texas Tech team that right now is all hype. Like they haven't proved anything to me yet. Now they could with a win here, and maybe they will. But right now it's just potential and transfer portal rankings and money spent. I need to see it against quality competition. That will happen, or have a chance to happen, this weekend. Texas Tech at Utah. I like Utah. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, so a 3-point spread at home. Again, this is a pick 'em in Vegas mine. I'll take your Utah -3, and I'll raise you literally over 58.5. That's a big number.
Yeah.
58.5.
Yeah.
But I see this game being scored in the 30s by both teams. So this might go into the 70s. I'm actually going to bet this game. I'm betting over 58.5. But yeah, as far as the Utah -3 or Texas Tech +3, it's hard to. Texas Tech is all hype at this point. You're right, and Utah's actually looked the part so far. So I probably would ride with you on the -3 Utah. I'd probably buy it down to 2.5 though.
Is there anything else interesting to you this week? I'm scrolling through the list here. The Oregon game. Yeah, I know that's a rivalry game. Oregon might win that thing by 100. Oregon State and Washington State both are absolutely horrific this year.
I know they are. They're 0-3. Oregon's obviously 3-0. That was one of the bets I lost last week. I took the and you kind of warned me about it. You said whatever 95% of the money is going on Oregon to cover, and I was one of the ones that did make that bet and lost it. No, I'm sorry, I didn't make the bet because you said that. I'm sorry, I did not make the bet. I was going to make the bet, but they did end up not covering, and they were up. What was the score? It was like in the third quarter, it was like 35-3 or something.
Yeah,
they were covering at that point.
Like 38-14, I think was the final score. They won by 20.
Yeah. So what they did was, what a lot of teams do when they're blowing these teams out, they take out their starters and they allow a couple trash touchdowns in, and then they don't cover. So I'm taking the same approach here on this. Now, Oregon might win this 58-0.
All right, but we got one here in prime time. This is the winner gets the third or fourth Big Ten spot in the playoffs game. Illinois on the road at Indiana. Both teams have looked really good. Illinois, to me, has been more impressive because of who they've played, whereas Indiana's played absolutely nobody. Indiana is at home, though, and they're a 3.5-point favorite. I love Illinois here. I have thought I haven't been high on Indiana. I think they've got probably 4 or 5 losses coming. I think this is the first one. They've played no competition at all. And I like what I've seen from Illinois. I think Brett Bielema and the boys go into Indiana and get another win. Oh, by the way, top 10 Illinois. Pete, say that out loud.
Oh, God.
Top 10 Illinois on the road at Indiana. I like Illinois in that one, though. I think they can go in there and win.
I think they can, too. I'm not going to bet this game.
Yeah.
But I believe you. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, top 10 Illinois after 3 weeks. But everyone was talking about how they were overranked. What were they ranked in the preseason? Like 12?
Something.
They were in
like
the top 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everyone was like, including me, was like, really? Illinois? Well, I mean, so far they looked apart. So, yeah, on the road plus underdog. So yeah, I might take them too.
Nate the Great, thank you for the super chat. He says, "What's up, everyone? It's Nate the Great here for my prediction for the Nate the Great Bowl. It's Nebraska 27-16 over Michigan. Have a good morning." I don't know what to do in this game here. Well, I'm taking the under. That's number one. I don't even care what it is. I'm taking the under. I didn't like Nebraska. I watched Nebraska play Cincinnati, and they were very disappointing. And since then, they've played nobody. Now, to be fair, I watched Michigan play Oklahoma, and they looked like shit. So I don't know what to make, really. All I think I know about Nebraska and Michigan is that neither one of them are sniffing a national title. I don't know if I'm willing to say right now, like, they're not even making the playoffs, either one of them. I think it's a kind of a long shot for either one of them to make the playoffs, but I don't really know. All I'm sure about is that those aren't in the elite those two teams aren't in the elite category. But as far as who's going to win this game, I mean, I like Raiola's experience over what Bryce Underwood has. I don't know. I don't even know who I think is going to win that game. Never mind start talking about covering spreads or anything like that. What do you think about that one? It's going to be a good game. Is that an afternoon game?
I don't. Yeah. I don't. That's a stay away game. I don't like anything about it. There's some interesting ones in the comment section here. SMU, TCU will stomp SMU. Yeah. So yeah, what's the spread? What's the line on that one?
TCU minus 6.5. I probably would take that. I'll take SMU plus that many points.
You like that? They just yeah.
I like.
I don't know. SMU has been disappointing to me.
Will you take over 64?
No.
I might.
Wow. What, did the polls flip?
This is a track meet.
Yeah. It might be. I don't know. That's even for me. I'm an over guy. You know that even for me, that's a lot of points. When it starts getting over 60, I start, But you're right, it probably will be a track meet.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Let's check on these NFL scores. 19-14, the Texans up over the Buccaneers. 2 minutes to go in that one. And then at 10 o'clock, we've got the Chargers and the Raiders. So we got 2 NFL games on tonight, Chargers and the Raiders. Jim Harbaugh, of course, head coach of the Chargers. Lad McConkey, wide receiver for the Chargers. Brock Bowers, tight end for the Raiders. So some Georgia connections in that one.
Plus, you're a Las Vegas guy. I don't know why your favorite team is not the Raiders.
It should
I
be.
know you. I know. I mean, you don't care about NFL. You don't have an NFL team. But if there's ever a time to adopt an NFL team, you got Lou and LV. Why not adopt the Raiders?
I should, and then I can do the whole Brock Bowers thing. Yeah. All right, let's
And
go.
Brock Bowers, yeah.
Now, of course, I've already bet on the Chargers to win today.
Oh well.
I'll become a Raiders fan next week.
Okay.
Still hard to believe that Georgia had 2 players in the NFL last year with more receiving yards than any Ohio State player. That's still wild to me.
That is.
Lad McConkey and Brock Bowers. But that's good. That's it, though. We done been through all the games. We told y'all how to lose money betting on the games. Download the Sleeper app. Unlike our betting advice, you can actually make money on the Sleeper app. So I suggest you give it a try. Use that promo code LOU. Support the people that are supporting me and Pete. Sleeper's been good enough to sponsor the Lunch Money Show this season. So by using that code LOU, it would really help me and Pete out. So make sure you do that. It does make watching the games a lot more exciting too. You can trust me on that. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Pete, where are you going to be at this week?
Tomorrow night, the ACC show. I have to, unfortunately, I have to sit there with these 2 nerds. Like it wasn't bad enough going to the game with them and watching Clemson lose and watching them rush the field and do whatever dumb shit those nerds do. But now I'm going to go on the ACC show with them and eat crow twice. So that'll be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Wednesday night, the call-in show at 10 p.m. after the Rob and Kale show. And then I'll be streaming this weekend, most likely Clemson and Syracuse, and at whatever time slot that is. I think it's a noon slot. And so, yeah, check me out.
All right, I'll be on tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for Uncle Lou After Dark, the college football call-in show. I do that every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m., so make sure you tune in for that. You can give me a call, and we'll talk about everything that happened in week 2 and start to look ahead to week 3, and start to look ahead to week 4. As far as the streaming of the games this weekend, I'll know that schedule tomorrow night by the time the call-in show starts. I'm not sure yet what time slots I'll be streaming on Saturday, but I do have the 9 a.m. college football kickoff show on Saturday. So Tuesday and Thursday night at 9, the call-in show. Saturday at 9 a.m., the college football kickoff show. And I'll let you know tomorrow night on the call-in show what the streaming schedule will be for Saturday. All right, everybody, we appreciate you tuning in. Good luck this week gambling on them games, and I'll see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Have a good morning.